You only have one life to live. And if you are currently wasting that life in really trash relationships, then this video is for you. So, hi, I'm Keisha Rice. I am a dating coach and hypnotherapist. And I have a friend who is going through a divorce right now. She and her soon to be ex husband have been married for about 6 years. And when I asked her why she was getting a divorce, she told me that it was because she and this man were never completely compatible. That there were so many things in life that she wanted that he was not aligned with. And she's now at a point in her life where she wants to pursue those things. And she knows that she's not going to be able to create the life that she wants to with this man. So, of course, my follow up question to that was, well, if you've known this for so long, then why did you get married in the first place? And her response to that was she felt it was what she was supposed to do. She thought that it was time for her to get married. Everyone around her was getting married and partnering up and starting that season of their lives. And at the time, she went with the man who was there, right? Um, she was in a relationship. She knew it wasn't the most aligned, but again, he was there and he wanted to get married. So she accepted his proposal, and now here they are. I want to talk to you about this because this is not unusual. I hear stories like this all the time, honestly. And, I see this play out in marriages where people are married and miserable, where people are married and they make the relationship long enough to start a family, to have kids, to raise those kids. And as soon as that is done, as soon as those kids reach adulthood, they get a divorce. I don't want that to be your fate, right? Um, I want you to be in relationships that are healthy, fulfilling, loving. And in order for that to happen, you really have to understand how dangerous this concept is of wasting your time in relationships. When my clients come to work with me, one of the first things that I have them do is create a love list of the things that they want in a partner. And I have a very specific process that I help them go through on this love list with identifying their deal breakers, their must haves, the nice to haves, all of that in a relationship, because it is so important to hone your discernment, to be really clear on what it is that you want, and also to not settle for things that you don't want in a relationship. And this is not a matter of being uppity or bougie or high and mighty or anything like that. The best thing that you can do for everyone involved in a relationship is to be in a relationship that makes you happy. If you are settling, it's not fair to you. And it's also not fair to the other person either, because they could be with someone who they make happy and who makes them happy. They could be in a relationship that's more aligned with them. So you're not just wasting your time, you're also wasting theirs. But when you start dating someone and you're getting to know them, really truly ask yourself, is this your person? Is this the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Is this the person that you could see being a partner with, confiding with, the person who holds space for you when, the rest of the world doesn't understand, when you need someone to talk to, the person that you can really go to without a doubt and know that he is here for you. I see so much content online about, just dating for fun and, wasting someone's time or being with someone just to see how much they'll spend on you and then you move on and have fun with the next person, right? And it may seem glamorous, it may seem like a way to avoid heartbreak by keeping it light and all of that, but you're only doing yourself a disservice at the end. And I want to make one quick caveat on that. If you are watching me and you are under the age of, say, 24, 25, the advice is slightly different for you. Because, yes, you should have a minimum set of standards and you should have a minimum set of boundaries. At the same time, once the person that you meet has reached that minimum level, you should date around. You should explore, find out what it is that you truly like, what you don't like, what you need in a relationship. You're only going to learn those things through dating experience, which means that you need to date around. You need to have more of a variety in who you date so that you can understand those things. Now, after you've had that experience, then yes, your standards should be even more honed in. Your boundaries should be even more honed in. You should have a very clear idea of what it is that you need in a relationship. This is one of the reasons why I love doing one-on-one coaching so much, because I can assess what level a woman is at. Some of the women that I work with don't have a lot of dating experience. So the advice has to be a little bit different. There are different things we have to work on when it comes to helping them find their partner. Whereas other women that, I work with have been in a few relationships, they have a much clearer idea. And now maybe there's some issues with communicating those ideas to other people, but we're working on a completely different issue when it comes to helping them find the right relationship, right? But in general, have your minimum standards and boundaries. And once you have some dating experience, you really need to stop wasting your time with anyone who does not fit what it is that you know that you need. Time is very precious. And the last thing that you want to do is waste your youth on someone who is going to waste your time. And when I say youth, whatever age you are, you will never be younger. So if you are in your 20s, like, make the absolute most of your 20s. If you're in your 30s, you should be making the absolute most of your 30s, 40s, the most of your 40s, and so on and so forth. Whatever decade you are in, you're never going to get younger. So stop wasting your time on good enough or on potential, thinking that you can eventually learn to live with something that's not what you want, or thinking that you can eventually change someone. You'll never be able to change someone. People change when they themselves want to change. And with your life, I would not gamble that, right? I would not take the gamble that if I marry someone and I'm going to be spending, depending on the age at which I get married, 30, 40, 50, 60 years with this person, I wouldn't want to take the gamble that maybe someday that they are going to wake up and want to change who they are. Your person should meet your essential requirements from the beginning. If you have an idea about the life that you want to live, then, you need to be with a partner whose values, whose goals, whose place in life meets and are aligned with the way that you want to live, the life that you want to have. This isn't always about money, because I know that that is going to come up. It can be. But even the things like, if your dream life involves you living in a city, then being with someone who absolutely hates cities is going to be a very difficult thing to overcome, right? If one of you compromises, that person who compromises is going to be miserable. So again, just understand that, we are blessed with the life that we have. And it is such a disservice to allow ourselves, for whatever reason, to get ourselves involved in relationships, especially romantic relationships, but also your friendships, your other relationships as well, to allow ourselves to get into situations and to settle for less than what it is that would truly make us happy, to settle for less than what it is than we deserve. You know, I always say that God is not a tease, right? So when we have certain desires placed in our heart, it's because they were placed there for a reason. It's because we can go after those things and get those things and honestly get even better than the desires that we have. But you have to be willing to stand on that, to work for it, to not settle for less. So let me know in the comments, have you ever been in a situation where you settled for less than what you wanted in a relationship and you lived to regret it and to have some resentment? I would love to hear your stories. And if you are interested in having a dating audit with me, where we can look at the areas of your life in terms of your relationships and identify the unhealthy patterns that are keeping you from having the relationships that you want, identify the communication skill sets that you need to work on, and look at what you need to put in place so that you can receive a cherished, loving relationship, then I would love to work with you and to have that audit. I will put the link in the description to this video. And just know that you can have the love that you want, but you may have to be willing to fight for it. And oftentimes that fighting for it is not allowing yourself to settle. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.